This is our Senior Spotlight series, where we interview different members of the graduating class of Royal Studios. Today, I'm here with Jake Yanoski. How are you doing today, Jake?
I'm good. I'm a little hungry, but, I could take care of that later, I guess.
This is also my lunch break, but it's okay. All right, so tell me, what is your major and hometown?
So I am a journalism and electronic media major here at the University of Scranton, and I am from Oliphant, Pennsylvania, which is about 20 minutes from here.
Why did you choose the University of Scranton?
It was local. It was close. I didn't really want to go anywhere too far for college. I like living at my house. All my stuff is there and everything. And I went to Scranton Prep down the street, which is kind of like a feeder program to the U. So I was kind of already on that path to go here anyway. So I figured I might as well.
So you're a commuter?
I am.
How is the commuter life?
It's not too bad other than trying to find a parking spot every day. The garage gets a little busy by the time that I get here. It depends how early you're in and everything. But
Jake, what is your role in Royal Studios and why did you join?
I am a board op and I edit and I do graphics. I joined because one day we were in Professor Kilker's TV production class and he just kind of recommended it to us, and I figured I'm not involved with too many things here at the university, or I wasn't at the time. So I figured, I might as well give it a try.
Outside of Royal Studios, what internships and experiences have you had here at the U?
I've done one internship, which I'm currently doing now. I'm at White Birch Media, and I edit videos for her YouTube channel and TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, stuff like that.
And you also work at the Times, right?
I do.
What do you do there?
I am a production assistant at Times Shamrock Communications. And I also have a radio show on Rock 107, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, midnight to 6.
And if someone was driving through Scranton, would they see something of yours one day?
Yes, I've done a couple of billboards for them, mostly for sports games and stuff on WEJL and Fuzz. Those are the two sister stations that we have. They broadcast local sports games and stuff like that. So I've made a couple of billboards, and maybe in the future I'll make a couple more.
That is so awesome, being able to create something that actually goes out in the real world and people can see.
Yeah.
So what other clubs are you involved in?
The only other thing I really do is the radio station, WUSR. That's where I got my start, I guess, in the world of radio, and it's kind of translated pretty well over to Rock 107, which I haven't done the radio station too much this semester, but semesters past I was on pretty much weekly.
What type of show do you do?
I do a classic rock show.
Awesome. Very Rock 107.
Yes.
So getting back into Royal Studios, how has being part of our club shaped your career goals, skills, or prepared you for the professional world?
I think it's very professional working with the equipment we have here. Like these cameras that we have are awesome. I think they're about as professional as you can get for like a college setting. The board back there, that's great experience going forward, I guess. Like if I went into like a live sports broadcasting or like a news or something like that, that's like equipment you're going to see pretty much everywhere, if not that exact one, like something similar to it, So stuff like that. Editing, I've never worked with like green screens before prior to Royal Studios, so that was a cool skill I learned here too. So
all right, cool. Is there a certain skill you've gained at Royal Studios that you never expected you'd learn?
Maybe not there's tons of hands-on stuff like editing, like I said, the green screen, the board, the cameras, stuff like that. But one skill or ability I guess I've gained is like the ability to get out there and like make stuff without being scared of people not liking it or like not seeing it and stuff. Like watching us make the standings every week, like I'm like, oh, this is cool. I see how much like Daniel and Morgan and Cam care so much about it. And it's like they're making this thing that's just like cool that they like to make. And I'm like, one day I was just kind of like, hey, like I could do something like that. I have the skills, the graphics, the editing, stuff like that. So that's where I came up with like my website, my podcast, which starts later this week, I guess. But
wow, very fancy. So, do you have a most memorable experience working with Royal Studios?
I guess maybe my first day on the job, like just coming in and seeing all the equipment, I was like a little intimidated by it at first because, like I said, it's very professional looking. So just seeing it and being like, oh, I don't want to like touch anything and break it, or now that we're like actually using it and stuff, I don't want to like mess it up. Like board opping, there's a lot of pressure when doing that. Like I'm just one guy sitting at the board doing a job, but like if I mess it up, we gotta like start over, So
Yeah, you've got a lot of pressure on you sometimes. Jake, what are your post-grad plans?
So right now I'm trying to get a job over at Time Shamrock Communications. I'm like a full-time job after graduation. I'm sitting down with my boss later next week actually to talk about that. But my like long-term goal, which I don't know, might sound a little silly or whatever, but like the thing I've really been trying to do is I want to work one day for the WWE, whether that's just being a janitor at the building or like being a production person or a camera guy or literally anything. I don't know. I thought I just like wrestling and I like working in environments where it doesn't feel like work, and I feel like over there it wouldn't. So
yeah, it's really great to have a plan even if it's so high up, because you never know where life might bring you, and you got to have that goal in mind. Is there something you're going to miss most about Royal Studios once you graduate?
Yeah, I'd say the freedom to just make stuff and not be scared of it. I don't want to say not being good, because I feel like everything we make here is pretty good. Just the freedom to make whatever you want, whenever you want. There's not really any deadlines or anything. There's just a lot of creative freedom. So I feel like in a work environment where there's deadlines and like you're getting paid and you can be replaced, it's like here there's not really that much pressure on stuff like that. So
yeah, totally. I'm really glad you enjoy your experience here. If you could talk to yourself on his first day of college, what do you think you'd tell him?
I would tell him to get involved with stuff like this sooner, because my first year here at the U was not great. I was in physics, and I found out very quickly that I don't like math, and I can't do math, and I was very stressed and very anxious, and I had to find something that wasn't that, and then I got involved with communications, got involved with WUSR, and then later on, I think it was my junior year, I started in Royal Studios, which I don't think sophomore year Royal Studios existed at the time, but if it did, I would have said get involved with that much sooner, because I've had a good time, and now it's, about to be over. So
got one last question for you. What would you like to say to all the current and future members of Royal Studios?
Same thing I would have told myself. Get involved as soon as possible. Like these are all really good skills that if you want to work in this field, I feel they're important to know, and this is a great place to get started, and you meet some cool people doing it. So
yeah, well, thank you for talking today with me, Jake. Royal Studios wishes you the best in your future.
Thank you.
Thank you.